From the channel Flying With Me, Romulo speaking. You were already missing me, right? No, I'm back from vacation. The India Oscar, Brazil's most famous helicopter, is ready after maintenance. It just had a 150-hour maintenance, 624. It's brand new and ready to fly. Can you guess which airport I'm taking off from? I'll give you a few minutes. A few seconds. Meanwhile, go ahead and leave a like if you have no idea which airport this is. If you do have an idea, leave a like as well. Subscribe to the channel, it's very important, okay guys? That helps us keep making videos. Time's up. I'm in Juiz de Fora and I'll explain how I ended up here. I didn't plan to be in Juiz de Fora, but I'll tell you what happened. And from here, you guys are coming with me to Belo Horizonte, okay? I'll explain on the way. Let's go. The guy is already waiting for me to refuel the helicopter and then... Let's start the Esquilo. I'm heading to Belo Horizonte. It's 4:50. From here to there, it'll be about an hour of flight. We'll arrive at 10 to 6. We'll arrive at night at Heli BH. Already after sunset, right? It won't be completely dark yet, but it'll already be after sunset. But I entered the terminal before sunset, so it's all good. Does the helicopter fly at night? For those who just joined the channel. Yes guys, the helicopter flies at night, but only inside the terminal. What is a terminal? It's a radius of 50 kilometers from the main airport of the city. In the case of Belo Horizonte, it's confins. So let's go. Start up, everything's all set. Starting. Ready for takeoff, opening the throttle. Engine at full power. I'll enter our destination in the global positioning system now. LBH Sierra Juliet Lima Yankee. I'll put it here on the little map. I'll let you know. In Juiz de Fora, there's a radio, an FCA local coordination frequency. I'll coordinate here and say I'm on the ramp. Takeoff heading 03. All right, let's go. Oscar India Oscar taxiing for takeoff heading 03.
Alpha turning base for 03, staying in the circuit at 4,500. You're on the ground, right?
Understood. Oscar India. Oscar is entering the main runway and beginning takeoff with no aircraft interference. So look, I've already entered the runway here, see?
Oscar India Oscar, do you read me, Captain?
I hear you!
Recapping your destination and your persons on board.
Destination SJLY Post Office Box 01.
Thank you. Enjoy your flight.
Thank you. Good job. So guys, look, I just took off. Vertical Easter.
From Matias Barbosa, I estimate 2 more minutes to enter the downwind pattern for 03.
We just took off from Juiz de Fora.
On the downwind leg for 03 at 4,500, maintaining the pattern. Student solo.
There's a lot happening here, including a small flight school. I even waved at some people who must be from the Juiz de Fora flight school. Some of you must be subscribed. If so, comment below. Wherever I go, I find people who are subscribed to the channel. It's really cool, really nice. Thank you so much for the support. Thanks for subscribing to Flying with me. I enjoy doing this. Okay, so we're here in Juiz de Fora. How long does it take by car from Juiz de Fora to Belo Horizonte? About 3 hours, 3.5 hours. We're taking a helicopter and we'll spend 50 minutes as shown here.
Eco sector. We'll go through the sector.
I'm not up right here in Juiz de Fora. Let me explain how I ended up here today. I left earlier. My flight was scheduled for 1 o'clock. Then Felipe, a friend who flies an H130, invited me to do a tandem flight with him. For those who don't know, the tandem, did you notice here? The tandem setup is installed. Look, it's these instruments right here. Look, the vultures are right here in front. I'm a little bit higher. I'll even go up a little more. The wind is better up top. So guys, here it is. Look, this is a dual control, okay? I left home earlier today to take a dual flight with Felipe. That is to fly with him in the H130. I did a little flight at 9:30, 10 in the morning, went back to Heli BH, had lunch, and I had a mission at 1:30 to Angra, taking off from Belo Horizonte. So I took off from Belo Horizonte. Wonderful weather, you see. Look, clouds, no clouds, really good weather. We had an excellent flight until we got close to Angra. There's a mountain range there. For those who haven't seen it, there's a video of me taking off from Angra, landing in Angra. I always show the place where I passed by the mountain range, the lowest part. I go through Rio Claro and arrive in Angra. But today, when we got to Rio Claro, the layer was very low. What is a layer? A layer of clouds. I couldn't see the sea and I couldn't see Angra Airport either. So what did I do? I turned back and landed in a nearby city, a city called Lídice. If you're from Lídice, comment below. If you saw the helicopter landing there, I landed. There wasn't no other option, right? And then the boss got off the helicopter and went by car. He ended up arriving in Angra by car, right? There was a taxi there. 2 of them rented a taxi and went to Angra, okay? And I took off and went back to Belo Horizonte. It's just that since this Belo Horizonte Angra route takes about an hour and a half, coughing? This route takes about 1.5 hours, so I need to refuel to return. My flight range is 3 hours, right? So it would be cutting it really close. I went there and came back. On the way, there's Juiz de Fora, so I stopped in Juiz de Fora to refuel, and now, yes, I'm heading to Belo Horizonte. So this happens often, okay? It's rare, but the helicopter has that advantage. Just one thing. Down here, we're flying over the Graal in Juiz de Fora. For those who take this road often, you know where the Graal is. We're flying right over it. I've stopped here several times to grab a snack, you know, on the way from Belo Horizonte to Rio. Just a side note. So guys, the helicopter gives you this option, right? To land pretty much anywhere. Because of bad weather, we couldn't cross the mountains, so I decided to land in Lídice, a city with a soccer field. According to the guy who owns the field there, he said that sometimes some helicopters land there too. I'm glad about that because if helicopters have been landing there, it means that people aren't risking crossing, okay? And I could very well want to take the risk to cross. I'll explain why. Why could I risk crossing? Because today I had arranged with 3 students from the helicopter pilot map who were going to come back with me from Angra to Belo Horizonte, since I was going to return empty. And then since I couldn't cross the mountains to pass, I felt guilty. Why? The students left. 2 left from Belo Horizonte, 3 left from Belo Horizonte. 2 from Belo Horizonte and 1 from Espírito Santo to come to Angra to do this flight with me, but I didn't make it to Angra. And then, since the weather was bad, if I gave in to the psychological pressure, like, man, the students are there, I feel bad for them, I'll try to get through here. Man, the boss has to get to the destination. That kind of thing is what causes accidents. Okay? So, We as pilots, we have to be aware and we have to have a strong mindset to know the following. The most important thing is people's lives. So let's not take any risks. It's easier. It's better for the guys to be there. That's not going to happen because they understand, right? They're already in aviation and they know this happens. But even so, if they didn't understand, it's better for them to be mad at me there, to think it wasn't worth it, and for the boss to be mad about having to go by car too. Than for them to be crying at my funeral tomorrow, right? Because I tried to cross the mountains, got into a dangerous situation, and caused an accident, right? So we have to think about that. Is it really worth it? We have to set a limit, okay? And what do I do to always keep our limit up to date? Because as we gain experience, the limit increases. So, to prevent that from happening, since that's very dangerous, most accidents involve more experienced pilots. What's the mindset I use to avoid exceeding the limit? If I were just starting now, if this were one of my first flights as a pilot, right, one of my first hours, would I do it, get into this, or go further? No, don't go past it. Go back. Okay? It's not due to your experience, past success, or needing to finish the mission. You think you have to take the boss, but you really don't. You don't have to. Human life matters most, okay? So what happened? I landed in the field, the boss got out, took a taxi, everything was fine. My boss is amazing, he's very easygoing. He took a taxi, but it didn't work out. I returned, landed in Juiz de Fora, refueled, and now I'm going back to Belo, Horizonte. Sometimes things like this happen, and having a helicopter lets you land almost anywhere. I landed in the field, spoke with the owner, and he said it's fine. So in situations like this, we can land, right? You land first, then handle things. No asking for landing authorization or worrying about problems. Man, you're in a situation you can't move forward. You have to deal with it, land first, then sort it out. And the owner of the field was super kind to me. If anyone knows his name, if you're from Lídice or the area, leave a comment. I want to thank him. I forgot his name, but he arranged the taxi and handled everything. And, right, then I came back. I'm heading back to Belo Horizonte now, okay? So, just quickly here, just to talk about what happened and what can happen to you on a flight. Look, we're here at 3,500 feet. I'm set to 1,013.
Full landing, November Echo.
I'm going to start a climb. I'm going to avoid a restricted area that's on my right. I'm going to make the helicopter climb a bit, okay? There, I'll show you guys. An interesting fact for those who are not familiar with aviation and are watching the video. Look, I have a temperature of 21.5 degrees, okay? I am at almost 4,000 feet, 21.5 degrees. I'm going to climb to 1,500 feet. I'll see if this is the magnetic one. Move slightly left. I'll go up to 500 and 500 feet. You guys will see the temperature variation here, how it is. The higher you go, the lower the temperature. A lot of people who are laymen, right, in aviation, who have never studied meteorology, how does it work? They believe it gets warmer as you go higher. Why? What's their reasoning? Oh, higher up means closer to the sun. Right? There are people who think that way. But it's not. The higher you go, the colder it gets, right? Because of the atmosphere. The earth down here is warm, but as you go up, the temperature drops. In a gradient of 2 degrees for every 1,000 feet. So if I go up 1,000 feet, it will change by 2 degrees. I'm here now at 4,400 feet. It's 20.5 degrees, see? And it's already dropping. I'll let it keep climbing. see that I'm not lying. We've been here for 40 minutes, waiting for a pulse at Heli BH. You might also ask, Romulo, why is this double installed? I've never seen this. I've never seen this in the helicopter. This double is installed because I'm giving training to a pilot in this helicopter. So what happens? I keep it installed because uninstalling is too much work. The Robinson is easier. You just pull, unhook, and remove it. Not this one. With this one, you have to open the boat at the bottom to install it anyway. It's a lot of work, so I leave it installed. And when he's going to fly with me, he takes the controls there, he controls it right there, see? And I stay here. If he messes up, right? If he does something wrong, I'll correct it here, right? But he's already an experienced pilot who's flown the aircraft for a while. Just as a precaution, we use this double system. And to do a check as well, we need to do a qualification check. And then the checker, who's the guy that's going to evaluate, I need to recheck and revalidate my license because he requires the double system installed. So I stay here, he stays by my side here, he tells me to do the maneuvers and then I do them so I can renew my license. Okay? And usually the checker is also a pilot of this machine, so if he feels unsafe with any maneuver I do, he can take control here. Does every helicopter have this, Romulo? Every helicopter has it. Some fly without it, like this one without dual controls. But it's kept stored. There's a little pouch where it's kept, but when we need it, we install it. We're now at 6,500 feet. The temperature. 16.3, see? The consumption is at 170. If I'm not mistaken, it was at 180 or 175. The consumption is right here, look. And here is the temperature, look. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Flight Juiz de Fora to Belo Horizonte. I landed here. I'm going to refuel the plane now and get ready to go home and rest because tomorrow there's another mission. Hope you enjoyed. Take care. Hold on, before I go, look, I'll show you the other helicopters here. Look how amazing they are. Wow! Here it is, the most famous one in Brazil. There it is, look. It's being refueled and stored now. Hope you enjoyed it. Take care. God bless. I'm out!